Did you miss our historical fiction book club this fall? If so, or if you're interested in historical fiction, check out the books that we read in September, October, and November. All of the books can be found in multiple formats and placed on hold for pickup at the Oakville Public Library. First up, we have our September pick, which was These Shallow Graves by New York Times bestselling author Jennifer Donnelly. This book is actually a young adult fiction and is perfect for fans of Elizabeth George and Libba Bray. These Shallow Graves is a beautifully written mystery thriller. It is a story filled with dark family secrets, adventure, and the lengths that people will go to for love and revenge. The story takes place in New York City in the 1880s and follows Jo Montfort, who is young, beautiful, and part of a wealthy family. She dreams of becoming a writer, and not just any writer, but a newspaper reporter who covers important topics and stories. Jo's life seems to be all set out. She'll marry a wealthy bachelor, start a family, and live a normal life for a girl her age. But all that changes when her father is found dead. The story is that Charles Montfort shot himself in his study, but Jo knows that he would never do something like that. Upon her initial investigation, Jo realizes that there is more to the story of her father's death, and it is when she meets Eddie, a reporter at her father's newspaper, that the truth really starts to unravel. But soon Jo realizes that there is a lot she could lose if she keeps looking for the truth. But perhaps it is too late to stop. Publishers Weekly states, quote, "Action-packed chapters propel this compelling mystery, and the injustices Donnelly highlights remain all too relevant. You can find These Shallow Graves as a book, and you can also borrow the book club kit for your next meeting from the Oakville Public Library." Next up, we have our October book, The Painted Girls by Cathy Marie Buchanan. The Painted Girls takes place in 1878 Paris and follows the Van Gotham sisters, who find their lives turned upside down with the sudden death of their father. They are young, with no wages, and the little money that their mother earns, meaning they have to face eviction from their home. They have very few options for work, so Marie is sent off to the Paris Opera to be trained for the famous ballet, while her older sister Antoinette finds work as an extra in a stage production. Marie throws herself into dance, and soon she is modeling for Edgar Degas, where her image will forever be immortalized as little dancer aged 14. She meets a wealthy patron of the ballet, but does the assistance that he offers come with strings attached? Meanwhile, Antoinette's life is spiraling out of control by her love for the dangerous Emile Abadi, and she must choose between honest labor and the more profitable avenues open to a young woman of the Parisian demi-monde. The Painted Girls is a book about two sisters who are tempted with the darker impulses of civilized society, but ultimately about their realization that their survival in this world lies with each other. People magazine states, quote, "Deeply moving and inventive, Buchanan's evocative portrait of 19th century Paris brings to life its sights and sounds and smells, along with the ballet hall where dancers hunger for a place in the corps. But nothing more real or gripping than the emotions of Marie and her older sister Antoinette. Their tale is ultimately a tribute to the beauty of sisterly love." The Painted Girls can be borrowed from the Oakville Public Library as a book, audiobook CD, or downloadable audiobook to listen to on the go. And lastly, our November pick is Requiem by award-winning author Francis Itani. The book starts in 1942 when the government removed Bin Okuma's family from their home in British Columbia and forced them into internment camps. They could only take as many belongings as they could carry. For 5 years, they were forced into makeshift communities without access to electricity, plumbing, and even food. Now, 50 years later, after the death of his wife, Bin travels across the country in search of his biological father, who has been lost to him. Bin must ask himself some important questions, including whether he truly wants to find First Father, the man who almost destroyed his family all those years ago. As Bin makes the journey, his wife is with him the entire way, talking to him in his head and with her love in his heart. He is in for an unforgettable journey that will shed light on a dark time in history. Library Journal states, quote, Itani's gorgeous language draws readers into this appalling chapter in North American history, only scratching the surface of what it must have been like for those in the camps. It nourishes them with the tales of powerful love. Requiem can be borrowed from the Oakville Public Library as a book and audiobook CD. We hope you enjoy our fall historical fiction book club picks, and be sure to place them on hold on the Oakville Public Library's website, www.opl.on.ca, and we look forward to seeing you in the branch to pick them up.